Good evening. My name's Annette Fallon. I was born and raised in Los Angeles, California, and I've lived in Baltimore since 2007. That is the first question people ask when they hear I moved from the West Coast to the East Coast. It's a subject of a whole other talk, but I love living in Baltimore. I grew up in a neighborhood of Los Angeles called the Venice Canals. While most people associate growing up in LA with car culture and celebrities, I did know Macaulay Culkin, the Mom from Wonder Years, and George Carlin as a kid. I had an abnormally normal childhood. We played outside on a daily basis, knew all our neighbors, and were generally allowed to roam free, ride our bikes, and canoe. Doors were kept unlocked, we knew where all the hidey keys were, and almost every day there were kids outside playing in the alley. I was raised by my neighborhood, an extension of moms, dads, sisters, brothers, dogs, cats, and ducks. I'm a product of this neighborhood, and all the other kids who grew up on the Venice Canals would agree that we were shaped by the amazing childhood that we shared. Now, I never knew there was a term for this neighborhood that I grew up in until I was idly searching the internet and found a book called Playborhood, Turn Your Neighborhood into a Place for Play by author and parent Mike Lanza. He defines a playborhood as a community in which play and social interaction happens on a daily basis. In my job as an administrator at Baltimore Lab School, an exciting and enriching college prep program for kids whose brains are just wired differently, I have learned about the importance of play firsthand. This is a photo of our founder, Sally L. Smith, who realized that play is children's work, and it gets us into the deep academics. At Baltimore Lab School, we use a rigorous and dynamic arts-integrated curriculum to work with bright kids with learning disabilities and ADHD. We use arts and play as a gateway for learning and make things multisensory and experiential, tying in real-life experiences into the classroom. Our classrooms and the work environment itself is a playborhood. This is a photo of some of the teachers and administrators at our school at the end of a day when I brought a bag of tutus in to share with one of our dance classes. There's nothing like a pregnant lady in a tutu. What has now been extensively researched, our founder knew over 40 years ago that play strengthens kids' self-esteem, collaboration, and communication skills, all vital in the 21st century when your child will probably have a job that hasn't even yet been invented. It is more harder than ever to create a playborhood nowadays, with the prevalence of stimulating and engaging technology in every child's home. But it's our challenge to make neighborhoods and playing outside more exciting than being inside and playing with your iPhone 5. Some of the ideas to create a playborhood are taken from my current playborhood of Able Avenue in Charles Village. I was lucky to move to a playborhood without even realizing it, where neighbors bring over banana bread and bourbon without calling first. The easiest thing you can do to turn your neighborhood into a playborhood is to play out front. That's right, just play out front instead of inside your house or instead of in your backyard. You'll meet more neighbors and increase your social interaction. Another way is getting together and hosting a playborhood party or a movie night. Just this weekend, I saw a large group of my neighbors outside having dinner on their front sidewalk, enjoying the 70-degree weather in October. You can also start a game of Playborhoodopoly. It's basically a large-scale game of Monopoly using the houses in your neighborhood as a game board. And remember that your kids are more likely to win the lottery than to be abducted by a stranger, so don't be afraid of stranger danger. Have you heard of Little Free Libraries? It's small, free neighborhood book exchanges, just like what Village Learning Place is doing on St. Paul Street. They're spearheading an initiative to create these little libraries around Baltimore and promote literacy and build community. I don't have children or pets, so I know firsthand that it can be harder to meet your neighbors if you don't have a pet or a child. So I borrowed this one, this is my neighbor, to play outside or to go for a walk. You might think the idea of creating a playborhood is difficult. Mike Lanza does a great job in his book of describing how he did it in suburbia and how others have done it in really geographically and economically diverse neighborhoods around the country. To learn more about Baltimore Lab School, about Mike Lanza's Playborhood book, The Village Learning Place, or Little Free Libraries, you can go to any of these websites. And remember, you might know your neighbor sitting to your left, you might know Captain Underpants sitting to your right, But turn around, high five the person behind you, because Mr. Awesome might be sitting right there. Thank you.